Okay. So, people, man. People. So, today I experienced a manipulating person, I guess. My son was enrolled in a different county than what we stay in. And yes, that is my issue that I was going to resolve, but I was going to continue to ride the issue out until I was able to get back to that county. Plus, I don't have a lease or mortgage in my name right now. I'm having health issues and I'm trying to not be stressed out, but this right here almost drove me to stress to be stressed out. But anyway, um, my baby was in class and his teacher kept calling him a distraction. First off, he's doing e-learning. So how can someone be such a distraction to you if they're doing e-learning? A distraction is not a person that's falling asleep. That's just a person that fell asleep. We're grown and we might be out in public and get very tired and fall asleep. And it's maybe every once in a while. It just depends on what you're going through or what you might have been through the night before, or how much work you done, or how much movement you done, or just you might be comfortable sitting in the spot that you're in because of what you got on, and the person that's on the other end might not be talking about anything that you want to hear. It's life. It just happens like that sometimes. And of course, I done fell asleep in class before, but I ain't never been kicked out. So, he's been called a distraction and kicked out of class because he fell asleep one time. He's been called a distraction and kicked out of class because he wasn't sitting still. He's been called a distraction and kicked out of class because he wasn't, I guess, staring right at her in the screen or something. I don't know. Anyway, I got sick of her calling him a distraction, because a distraction is someone that's causing you a lot of chaos. As a matter of fact, let me look up the word distraction, see what distraction means. I know what it means, but I just want to read it from the computer. Distraction. Okay. It says a distraction is a thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. Extreme agitation of the mind or emotions. So with that being said, I'm not gonna say that my son is perfect. I know he's not. My baby is 9. He will be 10 on June 14th. And he's very smart. He knows how to cook. We know how to have an intelligent conversation. I just had a conversation today with him and my daughter about the George Floyd case, and it just reminded me of what he's been going through. Now, usually when they keep calling your child a distraction, or they're just like, too much for that person to handle, they tend to want you to do a IEP. And then if the IEP isn't done, or even when the IEP is done, or as a matter of fact, before the IEP is done, you might have a principal, like before when my baby was in kindergarten, you might have a principal that wants you to get him to see a therapist, and then the therapist put him on medicine. Now, this going back to the situation now, I felt as if they kept calling, well, his I have been out of work since, when was it? June? No, not June. I've been out of work since, oh my God, when was it? January? The end of January or the beginning of February. And this is due to, I had a torn rotary cuff, which I've already took the medicine for, and most of it is healed, but I'm still having issues with my arms. It's like I'm having a lot of weakness when I do too much. So right now I'm able to be on the computer and look up a whole lot of stuff and focus on my children a whole lot more. And it feels good, but at the same time, it makes me hurt and upset because all this time I've been working for these other people and not really been able to pay attention to a lot of stuff that's been going on with my son. Is making me feel as if I was being a bad mother, which I know I'm not, but it hurts the more I think about it. So, and I have 3 kids. I have a 2-year-old, and then I have a 8-year-old girl. My 2-year-old is a boy. But it's like once the school pushes you to trying to put your children on medicine, you really think that they have to have that medicine because they can't sit there and focus on what the teacher is asking them to focus on, or the teacher may be just, sometimes the teacher can be in the classroom just picking at your child, just picking at them for no reason because they got issues going on at home. It's almost like us. We're grown, and we have, when we work for other people, we have supervisors. Some of them supervisors do not be happy, and they want to cause you chaos at work because they're not happy. But you already got other things that you got to deal with, as in the customers with their attitude. So now you got to hold in your attitude because they got an attitude. You got to be at work and be professional. And some people don't know how to talk in a good tone. Then some people don't know how to take a good talk because they're so used to not hearing the facts. They always used to the opinions, like the unrealistic stuff. So, and I'm just shaking. I'm shaking now just thinking about it because I'm just like, I witnessed this with my own eyes, and I'm blind in one eye. And when I'm stressed out, my left eye gets blurry too. So I'm just like, it's a lot of vision that I'm able to like catch up on or actually see now. And it's once again, it still pisses me off to know that this is what's really going on in America, especially with our young African American boys. And that's how it starts. They want you to put them on medicine, and then when they're on medicine, it makes them unrealistic to reality. They don't understand reality. So then they get older, like George Floyd, for instance, and they have body pain. Now, body pain is something you just can't control. Sometimes you can control it by doing exercises and stuff, but right now, I've been doing the same thing. I've been trying to exercise, getting this weight off. I done lost weight. I'm so proud of myself, but my right side is always giving me an issue. Like, I'm hurting right now, but I know how to fight through that hurt. But I carry my children's pain, so I'm going to fight through their pain for them and with them. So, the George Floyd thing, right? It's funny how if that police officer had never choked, well, put his knee on his neck, we would have never known that this man had drugs in his system, and we wouldn't have never known that, we wouldn't have never known that he had drugs in his system, and now they're trying to use them drugs in his system as if he was wrong for taking them. But we just heard his girlfriend say that he got addicted to opioids because of body pain. Now, body pain is something real, no matter what size you are. I've seen people like 2 times smaller than me, and they still have body pain. So some of this medicine and stuff that the government tries to tell us to put our kids on, that shit ain't worth it. It's not worth it because it makes them not be in reality. Another thing is, along with them taking medicine, they want to give you a little bit of money, like what is it, $600 or $700? To be honest with you, they can keep their $600 or $700. I'll continue to try to to push whatever I'm trying to do because I want to leave a legacy behind for my kids. But it really hurts knowing that in class you'll get kicked out on e-learning because your teacher feels like you're distracting her class. But I've sat on the couch several days and looked at my child not distracting the class and still get kicked out. How you go from happy Friday, ready to get the hell out of her class because she calling you a distraction, and y'all still talking about the same thing over and over again. But then Saturday and Sunday, you have a good weekend. By the time Monday come up, class started at 7:10. Well, when they were on campus, you can get there by 7:10. But on e-learning, you got to be in class by 7:30. How you go from happy as hell on Sunday and then get up Monday morning not wanting to take a test because of how your teacher gonna act, to logging in at class at 7:30 now and then get kicked out at 7:51 because you're distracting the class? How is my son distracting the class when I'm sitting right there looking at him not doing anything but waiting for you to go ahead and talk about how the day is gonna be, how the day gonna start out? That's what y'all got lesson plans for, ma'am. So honestly, I don't know what this teacher's problem was, but it really pushed me to just go ahead and do this video thing because now I'm just like, I feel like the devil just keep trying to attack me, to push me to have more confidence, and I'm gonna use that confidence. Well, yeah, I'm gonna use that pain, trauma, whatever I was feeling at that time and how I'm feeling now to help other parents, because it's a lot of parents that don't know what's going on because they fucking work 40 hours or more a week. How you gonna know what's going on with your child when you always working? And that was my problem. Always working 40 hours overtime because this company need help because they short of help, but the company ain't treating the people right. So that's why they can't keep no job. This just reminds me of going through the same thing when I worked at Speedway. Get sent to all these stores to help these managers and stuff. Yes, a lot of them appreciate it, but a lot of them appreciate it, but there was one that did not appreciate the help. And I guess that person didn't appreciate the help because I was able to pinpoint what the issue was, and the issue was them. Now, how do you go from the district manager, I need your help at this store because it's not as good as it can be, the number one store in the district now, go from I need help at this store, pull me from a good ass store that we were doing pretty good at, that I know I was doing good because my manager, even when I was wrong, she corrected me. Constructive criticism, which I love it. Tell me when I'm wrong. I like to be told when I'm wrong. Don't be scared to tell me nothing. That's what's wrong with the world now. People scared to hear about what they doing wrong. No, you need to know so you can correct that shit. If you're not corrected, then you're going to keep on going on and on in life thinking that you can get away with everything. And that's the problem with the fucking world now, especially the government. The government, they work 40 hours or more just like us and think they can get away with everything. But then when you call them out, they want to try to pinpoint what you done did wrong. No. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about today. And then even if there is a past, like right now, this George Floyd thing was on camera, baby. You killed him. That man wouldn't have died that day from them drugs being in his system because he knew how much to take and how much not to take. So, yeah, I'm still a little bit upset, but I'm going to get over it. I'm going to just use this as in I need to distract the devil and go ahead and push myself a little bit more and stop worrying about what I can't change, because I know I can't change the fact that she still work at the school, but what I can change is call them and tell them how I feel, just like I did this morning. Listen. It's been a roller coaster the last couple of weeks. My daughter ain't have no problems with her teacher. I don't care how many times my daughter got up from the table, how many times she won't log in on time, how many times she had the camera up to the damn ceiling, how many times she ain't had a camera on. It's been a couple times where my 2-year-old even though walked in the kitchen because I'm in the room trying to do stuff on the laptop. Okay, I got up and went to go get him, but that shouldn't be a cause for my son to get kicked out of class when my daughter won't kicked out of class. You can't control everything. That's the problem. Them motherfuckers want to try to control everything like that, like we owe them something. No, y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn to stop treating people this way. And like I told her this morning, when she claimed that my baby didn't submit that paper, ma'am, how did that paper not get submitted when we was on a conference call the other day and I submitted it for you and made sure that the picture was clear? So, yeah, you got to learn that people will manipulate you into thinking that you did something wrong. Well, half the time you really ain't did nothing wrong. It just be them. They done did something wrong and trying to manipulate you so that they can cover up their issues when really they need to work on their own issues. Now, a lot of people will throw their behavior off or their emotions off on you, as in they might be crying out for help, but they don't know how to actually talk about it without blaming somebody else. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I know I done made plenty of mistakes. I call myself out on when I fucked up. But what I'm not going to allow nobody to do is try to take advantage of my mind and make me feel like my child need to be on medicine for him to be on medicine and then turn around and end up about crazy. And then when he get a little bit older, he still have to end up taking medicine for the government to be like, well, he's a menace to society, and then lock him up. Now he missing out on life because he done took so much medicine that y'all told me that he needed to take, but me not having a mind gonna make it seem as if when he get older, he might be mad with me for letting the government. He might get mad with me for having him on medicine and stuff. I ain't going for that. I tried to take him to a therapist, and I seen before they even wanted to give him the medicine, I was like, nope, this ain't gonna work. So I be knowing what the issue is, and the issue is boys need to be with men that know about reality. You can't. It's hard for a woman to always show a boy reality. It's easier for a woman to raise a girl, but sometimes it's hard for a woman to raise a boy. But hey, sometimes we gotta do it. Sometimes we gotta figure this thing out. Sometimes you just gotta, I don't know, go outside and do a campfire, but then you might have a neighbor that got an attitude about that because you outside with your child, but they ain't outside with their child. I done had that issue too. As a matter of fact, the lady that opened up my mail talking about she thought it was her mail. I asked the lady, well, lady, did you see your name or address on it? Well, my girlfriend, no, you just told me that you opened up my mail, so I know you lied. So now let me shift that energy and let you know I'm gonna see if you're gonna open some more mail. And when you do open up some more mail, I got something for you. I ain't gonna hurt you. I'll probably hurt your feelings, but I ain't gonna hurt you. That's the problem too. A lot of people think that it's okay to want to fight and put your hands on people. No, you ain't gotta hurt nobody by putting your hands on them. A lot of times you ain't even gotta say nothing. Yeah, it's good to vent to them and tell them how you feel. But guess what? You ain't gotta put your hands on people. Derek Chauvin. You ain't gotta put your knees on people to kill people. That ain't right. You could have simply sat there and talked to that man to figure out what was going on with him and probably gave him the $20 bill to take him to the store. But no, people want to be so selfish when it comes to money or paper. It's the same paper that you get from trees and stuff. All this shit is like a cycle. We sitting here trying to build each other up, but at the same time, you got people that's scared to build themselves up, so they want to tear you down. Life crazy, ain't it? But let's focus on your paper. That's the only thing you really can do. Focus on getting to that point where you can build a legacy for your people. That way they ain't got to go through half of this stuff that's going on.